guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be about how to apply your foundation. So a ton of people have been messaging me and asking me to go a little bit into how to apply your foundation, concealer, a makeup 101 series. So I thought today I can do a tutorial on how to apply your foundation using brushes or makeup sponges and a few tips and tricks that I use to get a flawless application. So if you're interested in knowing how I apply my foundation, please stay tuned. My eyes are already done. I have some moisturizer on and I also use this Cover FX Custom Infusion Drops. This is a facial oil that can be used before makeup application. During winter, I find that my face is very dry, so if I apply an oil after my moisturizer before my makeup, I see that it really holds up well and it makes it easier for the foundation to go on. So I really love using this during winter. And I just used my usual Cetaphil moisturizer right after I wash my face, and then I use this and I let it sink into my skin for a few minutes. And today I'm going to be using this Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. I'm in the shade 06 Sand Beige and I really like this foundation. You can get a light coverage or you can really build it up to a full coverage using this foundation. And every time I use this foundation, people have always asked me what foundation I wore that day. So I really enjoyed using this and I thought I'll do a video with this one. So let's get into the tools that we use. There are 3 ways to apply a foundation. If it's like a BB cream, tinted moisturizer kind of a foundation, you can just use your fingers to apply it. But for the medium to full coverage foundations, you might want to use either a brush or cosmetic sponge. So with a brush, you can use a brush like this. This is a flat foundation brush. And this is the regular traditional foundation brush that a ton of people use. You just take some foundation and just like apply it. And a ton of people like using this brush, but I personally don't like this too much because I find it difficult to blend in my foundation. The other type of foundations are foundations like this, which has like a fluffier top. I find these brushes make it really easy to apply your foundation and it really buffs it in well. I really like this brush for foundation application. This one is a Real Techniques buffing brush, I believe, or foundation brush. I am not sure what it's called. I will link that down below. Or the third way is using cosmetic sponge. By cosmetic sponge, you can use those regular cosmetic wedges that you get in stores or beauty blender. It's a little bit dirty today. I used it in the morning, so it's a little dirty. And with a beauty blender, you just run it under water and you squeeze out all the water and you use this. My favorite way of applying foundation is always a beauty blender, just because it makes it very easy. It gives a very flawless look and it like really sinks it in and it removes the excess foundation. So I love doing that. Today I'm going to be showing one half of my face using a brush and one half using the beauty blender. And I always like using a primer before foundation, especially during winter. Primers are meant for different reasons. There are a few pore minimizing primers like the Pore No More from Dr. Brand. These are like if you have like large pores in the center of your face or your forehead, you can use that, just press it into your skin and it'll blur out your pores. And there are also silicone based primers. The Smashbox one is my favorite. And this is more of like, it makes your foundation glide on easily and it makes it stay on longer too. Today I'm going to be using the Smashbox one. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of the product. I'm going from the center outwards. And basically I'm like sliding and pressing. If you don't like silicone based primers, then the Laura Mercier has good primers and Too Faced has good primers. There's a ton of primers that you can use that doesn't have the silicone feeling. And now I'm just going to take 2 pumps of the foundation on the back of my hand. I'm going to be using the brush. So I like to go from the center outwards. That way I can get the most coverage on this side where I have a ton of problematic areas. There's some redness around my nose and on my cheeks that I want to hide, and when it goes away from my face, I want it to just basically blur out. So and I'm going in like circular motions, going on my forehead. And you don't want to apply too much foundation towards your hairline. I'm just applying the most product at the center and I'm blending it outwards. And I'm also going to go on the neck. I like to go just 2 pumps, and I like to keep it more on the natural side. But if you want to build up the foundation, give it a few seconds for it to dry and then go on with the next layer. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side but using the beauty blender. I'm taking the flat side of the beauty blender and dipping it into it. And with this, I'm like pressing and bouncing on my skin. But I'm doing pretty much what I did on the other side with the brush. Applying the most product in the center and blending it outwards. And make sure you don't apply your foundation all over your hair like me. So we're done with the other side too. So this is the side using beauty blender and this is the side with brush. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but I always like this side better because it kind of takes away the excess and doesn't make it look powdery or like caked up. So I'm just going to go over the whole face using the beauty blender again. I applied a thin layer of concealer before. I'm just like blending the concealer too. If you don't want full coverage but there's like some skin peeking through or like some imperfections peeking through, you can always apply concealer over it and then blend it. Just make sure that you're not using a highlighting concealer, which is usually 1 or 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. Use the concealer that's your skin tone and just like blend it over. So that's it, we're done with the application. Now I'm going to set my makeup. This is very important. If you have applied foundation, you always have to set it. If not, it wouldn't stay in place. But on certain days where it's like super dry, I would skip on it. But if I'm going out to an event, I always would apply it. I'm going to take a big brush. This one is a Tweezerman brush. I'm using the Laura Mercier's translucent powder. I took a little bit on the lid. So I'm just like dipping it into it. And I'm going to take out all the excess and just wipe it over. If you're oily, then you might want to use a denser brush. Maybe a brush like this, or you can use a denser brush like this and apply your powder. But since I'm dry, I like using this. That's it, we have set the makeup. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. See you in my next video.